America will never be a socialist country. We're not letting them have it as a communist country, not even for a minute. Not even for a minute. Together we will defeat communism, socialism, and Marxism in America once and for all.
He's having a great hair day there as democratic socialism gains new appeal among young voters. A new op-ed asks, why?
Psychotherapist Jonathan Alpert argues it's the promise of fixing the system that feels good because it blames life's challenges on the system rather than on personal choices and individual responsibility.
And Jonathan Alpert joins us now on the couch. Thanks for being here. What a great op-ed. I want to dive in because it seems that the allure to socialism, particularly among young people, is all about vibes. But when you break it down, the socialist platform that these candidates are pushing is replacing individual freedom, which is what capitalism is, with government-controlled collectivism, which isn't going to help them improve their lives when it comes to housing or wages increase and all the other things that are plaguing them.
Well, you're right, and we see this playing out with Mamdani's grocery store that he's trying to set up in New York. It's not open to people other than New Yorkers. There are great restrictions that are placed on it. So that, in some ways, can be a microcosm of what we should expect if this country starts to go in that direction of socialism. But the messaging is very seductive to these young people. They have an opportunity to blame the world, external forces on their problems and their shortcomings instead of looking from within themselves and looking at what they need to do to try to achieve success.
So in the past, kids would go to college, they'd put on their Che Guevara T-shirt, then they'd go out into the real world, they'd get a job, they'd look at their paycheck, see how much the government was taking, and it would cure them of this seductive ideology that you're talking about. I think what's different here is two factors. I'd love to get your opinion on them. I think, one, the indoctrination is very intense, much more intense. It's not just happening in college. It's starting at a much younger age. So I think socialism has taken root. But I think the other problem is it's fair to say that it's much harder to get a start on life. My first house with my husband, Sean, we bought at age 28 for $60,000. That seems like a gazillion years ago. It wasn't that long ago. It was in 1999. And you can't do that now.
You can, and
so there are some gripes, yeah?
Of course, and there needs to be some acknowledgement that times are tough, and the solution and the answer to that isn't just to let the government control everything.
Correct.
Right, and we do need to get back to a time where hard work actually pays off, and when you look at a concept in my field, psychology, locus of control, and that's to what extent do you feel that you have control over your outcomes and circumstances, and to what extent is it driven by internal factors or external factors? Mm-hmm. And the people who feel like they have control, they actually do much better than the people who feel like it's beyond their control. And that's part of the seduction of socialism. People just love to blame others for their problems.
And of course, Rachel's exactly right about the indoctrination that you get from universities today. But it's not just socialism. It's also, as you're pointing out in this piece, this idea that they're teaching this sort of moral posturing, that moral posturing is like a really important thing. And if you wrap politics around moral posturing as opposed to, like, I don't know, solving practical problems, then you wind up with a bunch of people who aren't chasing important solutions. They're just wanting to demonstrate that, oh, look at me, I'm so right about this.
Well, there's a bit of a social code as well, and there's a kinship, and we see it playing out in the streets of New York and across the country. When I was on here last time, there was the No Kings rallies, so there's a sense of community, and people just feel connected to other people, and they have a shared enemy, whether it's Donald Trump or wealthy people. Socialists love to hate the wealthy people.
Yeah, but they take a lot of their donations.
Yeah. They sure do.
So how many times do you get three people on the sofa at one time for one of your psychotherapy sessions? It's probably not very
well, nowadays there's this thing called thruples. Where three people are married.
It's a different thing.
We got to save that for another day. Jonathan Alpert, thank you very much.
But if we ever get in a fight, we'll call you. So you can work it out for us. All right.
Thank you. All right, more Fox and Friends coming up.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.